The Do This podcast is part of the Win, Make, Give podcast network. Today, Bob Stewart and CHad Hyams talk with Nick Cameron about revolutionary strategies in real estate prospecting and client relationship management. Nick, a seasoned real estate expert, shares his innovative Rule of Three, emphasizing the use of AI to enhance human interaction and create personalized follow-up plans. This episode is a treasure trove of insights for agents looking to maximize client retention and transform their business approach. We hope you enjoy this episode of the Do This podcast, presented by Brivity.
Hey everybody, CHad Hyams. Ooh, Nick Cameron, longtime friend, first-time caller to the show here.
It's sports season. Bob's already getting ready for the baseball, right?
I am.
Long-time listener, first-time caller?
I'm going to go to the Mariners.
Bad night for my team, the Giants, last night.
You guys got thumped really good. I think it was 5-0 in the first inning or something. I don't know. It was quick. Nick, do me a favor. We're going to jump in and chat. The show notes I got for you today, I'm excited about what we're going to learn because they were very mysterious. So do me a favor before we jump in and talk about some stuff people can go out and do. Who are you? Who's Nick Cameron?
Oh, that's an enigma in itself. I don't even know me, and I'm 44. This is my 22nd year in real estate. I've had a team before, ran companies, recruited. I've pretty much done everything all terms real estate. I was dating myself again. I did say I was 44, but I was a 30 under 30 finalist back in 2000. CHad, was that 9?
Sounds
you
about
were involved
right.
in that.
Sounds about right.
My best year sales was about 270 units, 280 units in the REO world. Roughly around 100 with the team, off and on for the last decade-ish.
What do you do today, Nick?
I am a growth leader for Place, so I help bring people to Place.
Awesome. Let's I'm just going to read the show. Like, I want everybody else to be on the edge of their seats like I am right now. So I'm going to read the notes I got. It says, Nick.
Wait, I don't even know if I've got these notes. So I'm ready to be on the edge of my seat.
All right. Here you go. You ready? Nick has a simple rule he applies to every single relationship in his business. Once you hear it, you'll never prospect the same way again. Now, that was enough. Like, I read that. I was like, what? Let's go. Like, what is it? It goes on a little bit later. It says the rule has 3 parts. This is my favorite. It costs nothing.
Ooh.
It takes only 5 minutes,
Ooh.
But it quietly builds the kind of loyalty that no script, no drip campaign, or no ad budget can buy. So I'm tuned in to hear exactly what you're doing. What is this magic rule?
Well, it's a rule of 3. But it has different parts to it. And it really starts with how you're talking to a client, right?
Okay.
So many people are obsessed, which you need to be. And it's like sidebar, no charge. You do need to be obsessed with your numbers. But when somebody answers the phone, you no longer need to be obsessed with them as a number. You need to have a relationship with the person on the other side of the phone. And all too often, I feel that we are overly scripted. We are overly pushy on who and what we're trying to accomplish for ourselves. And we have lost the human aspect or the element of who the other person is on the phone. So our rule is the rule of 3 is when we Google it and add it. But you skip the middle line of that notes, right?
Okay.
The middle line was AI isn't replacing the human element in sales. Nick makes the case when used right that it actually creates more of it. So I'm in California. I know every state has different rules. Please seek your broker before you break any laws. We do our calls on speakerphone.
Well, hold on. Did CHad just wave off, speak to your broker before?
Gray area is a very pretty color, Bob.
I mean, I don't disagree with that, but
hair. Okay. So we record our conversations for ourselves. So we do it on speakerphone and we don't notify that they're being recorded. So we do all our calls on speakerphone. And then we use a read.ai app because it already knows like my voice, for example, it would know exactly who I am and it would record me, but then it records the client and I'm having a conversation with them, and it full on tells me exactly what they're doing. So when the conversation is done, we cut and paste that into ChatGPT, and we ask it to give us a 4, 6, or 8 week follow-up program with text, emails, and whatever kind of communication we want to send to them, customized based on the conversation we just had. So we don't use auto plans. We're using customized auto plans based on the conversation we literally just had. So that's our first step, right? So every single call we're having with a client is recorded, and then we get our custom campaigns done by ChatGPT based on how our conversation went.
Okay, so you're cutting out your voice from that recording, so
we just take the transcript. No, we just actually cut the transcript, because Read AI actually gives us the transcript with their name, so it actually has the banter back and forth or the conversation.
Yep.
And a step prior to that is our ChatGPT, mine specifically, is customized to search for. I have Ben scripts in there. I have all of my favorite real estate books. So it searches through all real estate related materials first before it goes into the seventh circle of hell of Google to find something to answer them with. My ChatGPT is customized to always search for real estate related topics first, which you can do. It's a little, and even if you don't have the paid version, you can do that, by the way. That doesn't cost you anything.
This is step one, is
customize your ChatGPT.
By the way, I'm a huge fan. Like, I think that I've always believed this. I think an auto plan is fine for a brand new lead coming in, where it's like, really all we know is like they're a buyer potentially, maybe the source they came from, and if we're lucky, we know a price point or something. But it's like, auto plan there, okay, it's probably okay that we're treating a lot of leads that we've never talked to very similar based on where they're coming from. But once you've talked to somebody, I think the question that drives me the craziest is like, can you give me a 90-day follow-up plan for all my nurtures? And I'm like,
no.
You mean the one guy you talked to that said he lives in a 1-bedroom condo and he like just wants to sell it and move to the woods? And then the other guy you talked to that said that he's gonna, his house is too small for him and the kids and he needs to move to a 5-bedroom. Like, you're gonna send both of those people the same exact drip follow-up plan? To me, that's insane.
Right. And this is why it's customized. It's the most important part, is because it's just based on the conversation you had with them. So it's going to help remind you. And then instead of like actually just trying to make a auto drip plan, I cut and paste. It's into the notes. So I create the task of this goes out, whatever, like, let's say this is Monday, the following Thursday, the following Friday. So we create a task, go to your notes and send it out, so that when you log into Brivity, it's sending me, hey, you have these 14 tasks to go do. Now I'm just cut and pasting. So within 30 minutes, all of it's all done. I'm not having to actually go in and do the auto drip necessary for transactions and a whole bunch of other crap. But when you're actually talking to your clients, it's not necessary. I want custom follow-ups. I want it to be based on our conversations, and I want it to be, relevant is the first part.
Before you go on to the next step of the program, Nick, you mentioned ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So right now there's the battle. ChatGPT, there's Google Gemini, and there's Claude, and they all do slightly different things. Is ChatGPT the one you're using just because it was the leader? It was where you were. It's where you built all this?
Yeah, Gemini's probably going to win because Google wins everything in the end. But ChatGPT,
right now, Claude's winning. He's smarter.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm just audience. Yeah. You don't have to switch to ChatGPT if you have started working in Claude or Gemini.
Whatever.
Just know that when Nick's saying ChatGPT, he's just saying the AI of choice.
Yes,
I think 100%. the important part there, though, and large language. There's a bunch of large language models. The augmented data, like, he's telling ChatGPT, focus on these scripts and these books as the kind of the basis of your brain to go answer these questions. Because otherwise, like you said, you're just going to get, potentially something less better because it's just randomly.
I have a 3-page note that I used to customize my ChatGPT from based on my job, based on my location, literally based on my entire life, which books I want. You can upload PDFs. You can even upload hours of your phone calls or your voice recordings for it to listen to you. That's why I don't mess with Claude or Gemini yet, because I've spent weekends and weeks getting my ChatGPT right. as part to my wife was slowly ruining it, remodeling our house and backyard with all her pictures, but it's very customized.
Jessica makes a really, really smart point. Jessica, like, wow, thank you. She's like, if you have not trained your Chat GPT in the way that Nick has, the Gabby inside of Brivity would be a pretty good thing to put that script on.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I've been on Chat GPT, OpenAI since the day it came out. So I've spent hundreds of hours getting it to where it is. It's listened to probably 3,000 to 4,000 of my coaching calls. It's got me down to a T. It even has my dry sense of humor, which is creepy. When ChatGPT is funnier than I am, I'm scared.
Wait, have you guys? This is a total random sidebar. Have you guys seen that guy that's on Instagram with the reels doing the like jokes against ChatGPT? It's freaking hilarious. I just said it out loud. If your phones are nearby, it's going to get served up to you tonight. It is so funny.
I do want to see that.
There's one where he says he's going to create a new store called Penn Island, and it is hilarious. If you were to spell out Penn Island and then he did a logo, oh god, it's so funny. Anyway,
I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, right. Okay, sorry. Moving on.
All
Okay,
right.
so step number 2?
Well, step number 2 is you have to focus. It's focused on the conversation with the client. So let's say I'm having a conversation with you, Chad, and I'm talking about your real estate related plans or whatever you guys are doing, whatever quote unquote conversation we had. My rule of 3, again, is I'm going to find 3 items of value to send you based on our conversation. So let's say you're not doing anything real estate related, or, oh, hey, we're going to spring break, we're taking off to this, or I'm going to pay attention to the conversation. I'm only going to get a custom follow-up plan, but I'm also going to pay attention to what you are specifically saying in that conversation so I can send you 3 items of value that I've gotten from Google. I'll give you a prime example that we're actually about to finally list this person's house. They bought this house in 2008. They have never bought or sold real estate with us since. We've helped them remodel a yard. We've given them referrals of things throughout the entire time frame, inviting them to a client event 2 years ago, or whenever the interest rates were horrific, and they don't go, but we're always invited. They asked, hey, what's the interest rate of a home equity line of credit, which they weren't giving them out at the time. And I knew they wouldn't get it, like lower than pulling out from their retirement account. I said, I'll find out, but it depends on what you're buying. It doesn't. I just wanted to know what they were doing. What do you need the money for? He said, oh, we got a really good deal on a Mercedes Winnebago. And I want to pay cash for it. I don't want loans, but I can't pull it from my retirement and get penalized. And I want to see and I don't want to refi my house. My interest rate's 2%. I only owe $200,000. So I wanted to buy this RV. I was like, let me call my lender. I'll get back to you. See, I didn't have to call the lender. I know it's going to be over 10% at the time. So it was better for them to pull it out. Long story short, my rule of 3, I wanted to give them 3 items of value about getting an RV. Now I own a travel trailer. So I called my company that I have it stored with. I know their house. I sold them their home. They can't fit a Winnebago. So I called and said, hey, do you have any covered parking spots at the old rate if I have them come here instead of your new rate? He said, yes. I called a place that services Mercedes. I said, hey, I know if they buy a new Mercedes from you, you give them a 4-day stay at this place. If I give it to them, I'll tell them to service it. Will you give me that? They said, yes. And then the third thing is I gave them like the list of what to do's as a brand new RVer that I use to fill up my travel trailer with all the right things to travel with, like how to get the right hose and just all the stuff that you need to get. So I went and I gave them this. 1 week I said, hey, here's a place to store your RV. Next week I said, hey, here's a 4-night stay at a place. And this is a place that services Mercedes Winnebagos. They're just things that I do. Now remember, this is like 2023, right? 2022. I haven't done real estate for them in almost 14 years? But we just do it because it's the thing that they're doing. We're giving them items of value. They feel like they owe you. They go use that 4-night stay. Turns out, and I didn't know that this is what would happen, the 3 couples they invited on the 4-night stay, all are pissed off their real estate agent has given them nothing in the 20 years they've serviced these families that they went with. And they're like, wait, your real estate agent helped you remodel your backyard? Your real estate agent gave you everybody to do this? They gave you this stay? They got to a place for you. what the hell? We've gotten $8 million in referrals from them. They're not moving out of state. They don't want to be here anymore. Now they're RVers. And it's all because we just did the right thing. So the 3 items of value is whenever you finish a conversation with somebody, whatever they talk about is interesting in their life, go to Google, go to Instagram, go to YouTube, find 3 items of value that say, hey, I was thinking about you and I ran across this, and you can text it to them. You can send it their way, and it shows that you care more about asking than just referrals. And you will get referrals when you have the next conversation because people feel like they owe you.
I mean,
no one likes red in their ledger.
This is another thing to me where, like, if I'm using Brivity, if I'm recording my phone calls, Brivity, you know, if you have call recording on, if my emails are in there, the text messages I've had over the 12 years with that person or the last 5 or whatever, that's another Gabby inside of Brivity. You can just say, hey, can you analyze everything that's been going on here? Like, what might be 3 things of value I could send this person? I think there's a lot of ways to get at this. A great way is in listening to what they're actually saying as you're talking to them, of course. But man, this is
if you're
really
not an
smart.
RVer, you might need help coming up with the ideas.
I didn't have Gabby when we started this process, by the way. AI is like, that's the whole point, is AI is making the human element better, right? We had to manually do this for everything. So for those of you who don't have it, like, I go to Google, we paste the link in her freaking notes in Brivity for it to do it, right? So Gabby can go get these things for you based on your conversation. Like, hey, like, and you'd be surprised. Like, we had one who they're starting what is that thing they sell, Dole Whips in Disneyland?
Yeah.
They're making a Dole Whip cart.
Yeah, Dole Whip.
Right?
Let's go.
Literally, they have a Dole Whip cart. So we got them, like, here's the most summer festivals that are the most attended where you can get in for under $500 with a trailer. Boom, sent it to them. Like, I'm thinking about you. I want your business to be a success. Let me know how I can refer people. Here's the best places to go take your Dole Whip cart. No one else is going to do that for them.
Yeah, that's good.
And it just shows that we care, because we really do. I want them to be successful. If the Dole Whip cart takes off and they start a Dole Whip franchise, who's the agent's going to help them? This guy.
Yeah.
What the hell's Dole Whip?
Have you never been to Disneyland?
I've been to Disney World, but it's been years.
They have them there too, don't they? They have to.
It's a really, 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 really good ice cream that they serve at Disneyland.
Okay.
Maybe Disney World gets left out.
I'll go get my gelato. You guys
I hang out with
Disney
you too many
cream.
times every week, Chad, for you to have asked that question. I'm embarrassed at me. I'm embarrassed at you. We've been hanging out for 10 years now, like twice a week, and you're asking what is Dole Whip? Oh my god!
I have no idea.
All right, Nick, number 3. What's number 3?
I'm going through, like, okay, so I'm making sure I'm going through my notes.
I have better things to do than spend my time at Disney parks for all the people chatting and texting me.
Is he getting blown up? I haven't looked at chat. I love it.
Jessica, right. Even in Hawaii, it's true. They've got them in Hawaii. Although in Hawaii, they have a formidable opponent, which is the Hawaiian shaved ice with the Mickey ears. So yeah, they don't have those at Disneyland.
I know what Hawaiian shaved ice is.
Okay.
So we will start with the rule of 3 is you have to send 3 items of value, right? That's one of the rules of 3, right? Another rule of 3 is you never have less than 3 follow-ups on your campaigns.
Okay.
Right? So, like,
you're talking about these campaigns that when we were kind of
that I'm getting from Chat GTP. Yeah, your custom follow-up campaigns. You got to have at least 3. Okay. And I'm trying to say, like, none of this has cost any money, right? Like, takes less than 5 minutes to do all this. And then when you walk in, nothing else in your business is allowed to start until every single task in your CRM is finished. Nothing else matters. None of your escrows, none of your contracts accepted the night before, your lead generation to follow up with your sphere of influence that you've created all these tasks for is more important than anything else in your business, bar none.
New business before current business every day, people.
Well, the reason that current business has contracts is because contractually you have timelines that you can follow. Those timelines don't have hours except the closing date for a reason. It doesn't say your home inspection has to be at 8 a.m. The home inspector wants to go at 8 a.m. because he's doing his most important business first, but you're more important than him. So do your or her do your home inspection after 1 p.m. I don't care if it's hot. I don't care if they have other things to do. You don't need to be there unless you have to. Again, speak with your brokers, not my world or rule. But there's no reason that anything real estate transactional related has to happen before 1 p.m. That's just what they want to do because that's their main source of business. That's not your main source of business, and they don't exist without you. So tell them how it's going to be going forward, please. Sorry, that was a bit aggressive.
He said.
I was looking at a team the other day, Nick, and I'm in these databases all the time, and their number one source of business was past clients.
Yeah.
And it was like by a long shot. Like this is a team that at this point in the year I think they had 70 closed transactions. It's a big team. And they had 70 closed transactions on the board. Number one source of business was past clients. Number two source of business was Sphere. Number three source of business was past client referral. Like those are their top three sources. Yeah. It was probably 40 of their 60 deals.
Yeah, we were 84%. My last full year in was 84%.
Yeah, so this was a team that was just like that. The fascinating part was on the other side, they had 1,000 past clients, 980 of which they hadn't called in the last 90 days. And so I was like showing them, I'm like you guys, you do no like specific and defined work with your past clients. And yet it's the massive source of your business. You guys call leads all day long. Like this was a team that they had made, 6,000 phone calls into their database, all to these leads and almost none to their past clients.
We as an industry have been trained by all the people that sell us stupid crap to spend more money on stupid crap, on calling people who don't want to hear from us at times that they don't want to hear from us about things that they don't need. And it happens to us too, right? We're sold products. Like literally I bought one thing at Harbor Freight and now I get 642 emails from Harbor Freight. We don't need to and that's how we're trained as salespeople, right? Like go get more, not realizing that 80% of your budget needs to spend on the people who are in your sphere, related to your sphere, or part of your sphere of past clients. You can spend 20% on expanding your business, but that would be my rule of thumb. If you were spending any more than that outside of that, you've sadly made a huge, colossal mistake and your business is flipped backwards, right? You have a horrid foundation.
It costs more to get a new client than to keep a current client. Spend your money on the ones you have. They are always clients. They're not past clients. They just don't come every week like other clients at other industries. Or they don't come every month to get their hair done or every 6 months to get their teeth cleaned. But they're still clients. They'll be back if you're doing your job.
Right. And some of the things that you can do that just are so inexpensive. But like, I got 4 kids. Both my wife and I work. Do you know how amazing it would be if a real estate agent just called and said, hey, dinner's on me on Thursday, and they showed up with 2 Costco pizzas, the Honest apple juices, and we'll go with water. And they just showed up to my house. Like the Costco pizzas are still $9.99, right?
Yeah.
And so $18, 2 pizzas, juices, we're talking $25, and they feed my family a 6, no problem. Like that goes a long way. And then you don't have to stay. Don't feel obligated. Just be like, hey, I was thinking about you guys. I know it's the middle of baseball season. And like, I got kids in horseback riding lessons and gymnastics. And there's not a night that I wouldn't love dinner taken care of for us.
He's putting that out there, universe. Someone help him out.
Yeah. Well, here's the flip side. By the way, here's the flip side of not following up with your past clients. One time before I got into business with Ben Kinney, I bought a house. And that real estate agent, I've never heard from her again. It was probably the easiest transaction this lady's ever had in her life. Chad, you've probably heard me rant about this before. She made a really good chunk of change, right? And look, the transaction went off without a hitch. She did a great job. I don't necessarily expect anything on the other side, but she didn't show up on the day of closing. I've literally, the day it closed, I think she texted us and said, hey, it was recorded and maybe let us know where to get our keys. And that's it. I've never heard from her again. It's been 15 years now, right? I'm if I hear her name come up in a conversation, I'm cursing her name. I'm like, I wouldn't work with her. Like, not because she's not good, because I'm annoyed that I've never heard from her again. And look, I do have an expectation because I'm in this industry that like at some point I'd expect it, but I don't expect a gift or anything.
Right.
I'm so irked all these years later, Nick. I know where she lives in the neighborhood she lives in. And when it's in my mother-in-law's neighborhood. And so we go trick-or-treating there. And she's one of these people that leaves her thing out.
Bowl out.
Her bowl and says, please take one. And I'm a horrible human because I know now today that I'm really just robbing the rest of the neighborhood kids. But I just send my kids up there and I'm like, take as many as you want. Like, I don't care. Right. Like, I'm just.
You're getting your closing gift one way or another, Bob.
Yeah, I'm getting my closing gift. It's going to be through 8,700 Snickers bars extracted,
Nick, I really appreciate you helping Bob know what to talk about at his next therapy session now that that's come back up for Bob again. We had that one fixed, I thought.
All right, sorry.
All right, that was a tangent nobody thought we would have today.
No.
There you go. There could be many
Dole
of those.
whips and Halloween candy.
There you go. Give us the rule of 3 again. Bring it back. Give us the summary, and then give us the one takeaway that everyone should remember and implement.
Just one. Please record your conversations to make sure that you're using customized follow campaigns. So if I do it on speakerphone and use read.ai, but there's Fathom, there's plenty of programs out there. I pay for Read. Fathom's free, I believe. Make sure that you're doing 3 items of value. Use Gabby inside of Brivity. Use whatever you have to use. But when you pay attention to the conversation, what your client needs, I send them as links, right? Like, I don't have social media on my phone, but I'll go on the iPad or on the computer. I'll find something that is interesting. Send them a reel, send them a YouTube short, send them an article, anything that they talked about that's important to them. Say, hey, I ran across this and I was thinking about you. It is the simplest text message. Please don't send them the day you have the conversation.
Yeah, it's a task for 3 days later. Yeah.
This is a task for later on for follow-up. You're trying to find ways to converse with them between this phone call and 3 months from now with all the things you did in between. Because one of the biggest issues that I ever hear from agents is, I don't know what to say. If you had a custom follow-up campaign, you sent them 3 items of value, you can ask, hey, did you get a chance to look at that article or what? And 99% of the time, they're going to say, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to, I never got there. Don't worry about it. I ran across it and I was thinking about you. Anyway, how is whatever you talked about going? They're going to spill their guts because they know you're not calling to ask for a referral every time you call. We all know the agent that the only words out of their mouth is, do you got a referral for me? Their clients still love them because they're nice people. Sometimes they don't have the heart to tell them that, can you ask for something else or just at least care about me other than sending me a referral? And they still produce, by the way, because they don't care. They just ask the question more than you do. You don't want to sound like a salesperson, so you don't ask the question. They do. They get your sales. If you did this right, they would never go to those people. You would get all the sales. That's the whole point of 10xing this, right? You're using AI to make you a better agent. It's like having paid assistants without having to pay for them that don't make mistakes.
Somebody asked a question that, Chad, I don't know the answer to. I don't know if Eric or Rex are listening behind the scenes. Do we have?
I know they're recorded or posted somewhere.
Yeah, somebody asked about the Tamara. You asked about the recordings. I'm not 100% sure. Do me a favor, Tamara. Shoot me an email to bob@brivity.com, and I will figure out where those recordings are and point you in the right direction. And then maybe for next week, I'll just figure it out. Nick Cameron, appreciate you, man. It's good to see
Absolutely,
your face.
Good to see both you guys.
I'm excited to be working with you again. And if there's anything I can do for you, you let us know. That's some good advice, you guys. Give a shit. When you do, like, take action on it and make them know you care. And then do your tasks first. Like, so many of us are neglecting our past clients in our sphere. In your Brivities, I see it every single day. There's a lot of business sitting behind those people. Spend as much time loving on them as you spend trying to get somebody that doesn't know you at all to like you. And I think things might be different for you in this year. Nick, awesome stuff, man.
And it's so genuine as opposed to like, oh, here's a Cutco knife. Sorry if you're a Cutco salesperson. I just threw them under the bus in the last second. But you get what I mean.
Hey, like had that real estate agent given us one Cutco knife, my wife loves them, she would have all her candy on her porch right now. Listen, Nick, have a great afternoon. Chad, I'll see you soon, as always. Everybody else, we'll be back next week. Go do that. Nick, thanks, bud.
Absolutely.
Bye, guys.